Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a center burst shirt. The shirt was washed and dried, soaked in a soda ash solution for at least 20 to 30 minutes. I wrung it out of my Panda spin dryer so it's just barely damp. It's also turned inside out. For this design, I want to center my shirt, which means that I want to get the center of the front of the shirt right up next to the center of the back of the shirt. What that does is that helps to make the design on the front more uniform and symmetrical, and the same thing for the back. This part's going to go really fast, but down below in the description for this video, I have a link to another video which shows how to center a shirt. Okay, now that the shirt is centered, I want to add the burst onto the front. Using a washable marker, I marked where the neck of the front of the shirt is. Then I folded the bottom of the shirt up to mark where the center of the shirt is. I'd like to put the center of the burst kind of about halfway in between those two, so I made a mark where I'd like the center of my burst to be. And using that washable marker and a piece of kite string, I drew half of a circle or an arc onto my shirt. Now I'm going to fan fold that line. I'm going to use some sinew to hold all the folds in place. I'm also going to add an additional sinew line just outside of this one as an added design element. I'm fan folding the rest of the shirt, and I'm going to hold those folds in place with some rubber bands. I'm going to experiment a little bit with this shirt. I'm going to liquid dye this shirt, but I'm going to try putting this end portion inside of a plastic bag and using a little bit of tape to tape it up. I've had people suggest doing this to keep this area from getting dye on it. I'm not sure that's going to work though, but I thought I'd give it a try. So I'm going to put the end down in a small plastic bag and hold it in place with some masking tape. Using a washable marker, I'm going to draw some lines on where I'd like to apply the dye. I'm beginning with Royal Blue from Dharma Trading Company. I'm going to turn the shirt over and add the royal blue on the other side too. The next color that I'm going to use is sky blue from Grateful Dyes. Since the royal blue has moved quite a ways down this shirt, I'm going to go ahead and skip a larger section than I'd intended to before I add the sky blue. So at this point, I'm kind of ignoring the lines that I drew on. I'm going to turn the shirt over and add the sky blue to the back too. The sky blue is spreading quite a bit as well, so I'm going to leave a larger gap and add another line of royal blue. I'm going to turn the shirt over and continue the royal blue on the back side. I'm adding some sky blue right at the very end. I have a couple spots on the white areas where my container leaked, so I thought I would just go with that and see what it would look like if I would just speckle some of these areas. I've never tried that before. So I'm just lightly speckling the white areas with both the royal blue and the sky blue. Now I'm going to put the shirt aside and I'm going to allow it to process for at least 24 hours. After 24 hours, I took the shirt to my sink and I began to rinse. I started in cold water to rinse out any of the soda ash that was left in the shirt. Then I gradually warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing. After most of the excess dye was removed and the water was almost clear, I threw it in the washing machine. I washed it using hot water and a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent. Then I threw it in the dryer and this is what our shirt looks like. Well, I'm not entirely sure what I expected, but it wasn't this. Adding the plastic bag to the end did not work on this shirt. Even though I processed the shirt with it flat on a rack so that it wasn't sitting in any dye, the dye still really moved a lot down to that end where I had the plastic bag. Of course, the plastic bag wasn't super tight around there, so that's not a surprise, and the dye is going to wick through the fabric. However, I actually think it ended up making kind of a neat design right in the middle of the shirt. Because the dye in the center just kind of wicked itself in there and I didn't place it in there, it kind of gives an ombre effect from the outside edges going inward. For the most part, the rest of the white was pretty much eaten up. Of course, I did sprinkle some of the dye in on top of that white area just to see what would happen. And you really can't tell that I did that. It just looks like I applied dye solidly to that area. I'm not displeased with the shirt, it's just not what I expected. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, I sure would appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's really easy, all you have to do is hit the big red subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.